this opportunity to welcome you back. I want to believe that you enjoyed your cup of tea. So my name is Vincent Munuve. First, let me get it from you. When you hear the word grow, what crosses your mind?
Starting from somewhere and increasing nutrients and into a certain point.
Yes. Okay, let's appreciate you. Now, I would like us to tie it up with the expectations that we had before we began history. I'm still looking for more contributions from you in terms of when you hear the word grow, what crosses your mind?
Some form of development.
Some form of development. Thank you very much. Another, just one more from here.
Something very green.
Something very green. How green is green? Could you elaborate on that?
This green.
That green. So in terms of growth, we'd say it was white. Now it is green. Something has happened. Thank you very much. Now, our topic for the day is how can a health practice grow? But just to remind you, we've just have a look at how to control cost in the previous sessions. Before you went for your tea, we were looking at pricing strategy. You can see we are sequentially building upon the previous sessions. So I would like to take that question when you hear the word grow as a food for thought that should keep on reflecting on your mind all through until the last session for the day. So I would like you to stand up and stand next to your seat. Just right behind it. Now, I would like you to just reach out for something under your seat. You can just bend it like this. A small card. If your seat doesn't have, just move around and get one. Just get. There's an index card. Yeah? Doesn't just walk around. There's one here. There's one over here. There's one there. Look for more seats. There's one more seats. There's one over there. There's one over there. So, it's only one who doesn't have. Just move around.
There's one.
Okay, there's one. Yes. Let's clap for ourselves. Very good. Now, very quickly, I would like to get from you, how many of you have had bears number 1? So your group, you're all going to converge together. That is one group. How many of you, of course the rest, have A's? So that is another group. Now, these are the instructions for the next activity that we are doing for the next 4 minutes. We are required, or you are required to brainstorm over the question that I posed to you that makes the question for our topic. How can our health practice grow? So this is the activity, brainstorming. So within your groups, you're required to generate as many points as you can using brainstorming as an activity. So we have 2 flip charts, one at the back, and we also have one here. So all ones will converge at that flip chart at the back, and the rest of course you can do. Within 4 minutes, beginning now, you get me as many points as you can. Are the instructions clear? Thank you. Yes.
grow our establishment, one of the things that we are going to focus on is efficient customer service, so that you can be able to attract more customers. We're also going to open new branches, and it can also be done by expanding the services, so that we diversify on what we're offering, having more services. And you can also have a customer service, that is what you're going to offer, a good record system, so that you can be able to track if its finances and also be a bit efficient. Then we also have efficient employees. So we are going to have a pool of staff that are more efficient, that we are not able to waste time and the resources. We also come up with some marketing budget, so that you can be able to reach more clients. We also have qualified staff. Then we have a productive organization structure. We don't want just to have managers or people who are managing us that are not adding value to organization. We want to have people who are going to add value. Then we also have good infrastructure. That's in terms of facilities that we are going to use. We want to use equipment that are going to help us in minimizing the cost and also offering good services, so that we can be able to grow our practice.
Very good. Let's have group A give them high five. Yeah? And then we go to the
advertise, employ more staff, buy more equipment, introduce more services, have good customer care, partner with other institutions, borrow money. Number 9, promotions to bring more customers, benchmarking, lower our prices, diversify. Number 13, engage third-party payers like insurance companies. Number 14, accept more forms of payments.
Very good. Now, could you please elaborate on what you mean by the word benchmarking? Probably diversify.
Great. I mean, check your practices against others, other practices, so that you can see if you're going wrong, where you're going wrong, and then adopt those practices that will really help you grow.
Great. How about the diversify?
So whereby you can decide probably you're just running a clinic and diversify by opening a pharmacy that can serve in other clinics.
Very good. Now, looking at that presentation, what they were able to come up with, and this one, do you think there's something that has been left out? Perhaps we need to add?
It's exhausting.
Exhausting. Maybe we can add something like mergers and acquisition. Do you think that would be something we can explore? So mergers, partnership. So anything else that you think we need to add? Again, looking through, which items do you think we can group them together? Introduce more services and diversification. Introduce and diversification.
Promotions and advertisements.
Promotion. Very good.
Mergers and acquisitions and partnerships.
And like that. Very good. I think you deserve a pat on the back. The person next to you. Very good. I'm not saying you take your seats. Very good. Now, my question as we conclude. Who already amongst you practices one of these, or quite a number of them? Very good. Who
I've
feel?
tried one that has not taken anywhere, like lowering of prices.
Yes.
At times you find that you may want to please the customers,
Yes.
but it's affecting my operations because of the costs that I undergo. So I think for them, even for this business, they should consider lower prices. Maybe they can come up with incentives like discounting the oil patients and such.
Very good. Now, amongst you, let me get it from you. Who feels that they can adopt some of these strategies? Very good. Now, what is your takeaway? Let me ask you. We just had a lesson for the last 30 minutes. So what is your takeaway? Very good.
It's how I'm going to improve my health care, the way I practice. I'm going to borrow from what you discussed.
Very good. Thank you.
I'm used to benchmarking myself with other practitioners. So I realize I have many other options apart from because this will limit my creativity.
Very good. And lastly,
There's some practice somewhere in our building. I know they're struggling. I'm going to find them out.
now that we need to celebrate even the small successes. So I would like you to celebrate in your own unique way because this is really a milestone for us and for everyone. So in your very own way, just celebrate.
Okay, so strengths. Do we have one or two?
Yep.
Okay, what are they? Yes.
Vincent was highly organized and focused presentation to a good group control. Yes. Variety of activities.
Engage in many senses.
He was very confident, and that was seen in the way he was walking. He was bouncing.
I thought he was being the limping person from the skit.
Well,
Yes, Mercy.
He has a lot of energy and he has mysterious content.
Yes.
I like the unique way of dividing participants.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, very good.
Yes.
The use of energizers kept us awake, and I thought it was very interesting and vibrant.
What energizers?
Like when we had to celebrate and
Uh-huh.
we
The
had to
padding,
pat each
okay.
other and all that.
Gotcha. Yes.
We had a very good time management. To an extent, it's like he had finished. Then he was told by the time we have 1 minute. Yeah, so this is very good time to managing something that a year later.
Yeah, yeah. Asking people what growth means to you before you were going to do the brainstorming was a good way to prime you for it. The transitional comments, the getting up and finding the cards under the chair, clapping for yourselves, giving the time frame, how much time remained, asking for elaborations on answers up here, adding to the list which items can be grouped together, the pat on the back, who feels they can adopt some of this, what is your takeaway, and celebrate. All of those were wonderful. Recommendations. Keep it up.
The key words on that group more and look and focus more on what they had written than on that group. I felt that was it's like they had done better than
Yes.
of course.
Yeah, just one of what Sam has mentioned. I feel you should have brought the flip chart board on this other side so that we can compare and see where we have some points of convergence from both groups.
Yes. Yes. Anybody else?
And the initial stages when we started asking individual questions.
Uh-huh.
I think he's acknowledged one person, clap for him. And then after that point, I think he realized if I say no one to clap for after every question, maybe he could take one time. So he stopped at that.
You live and learn, right? Okay. When you are having two groups brainstorm, then you want to bring both flip charts up so everybody can see them. And you want to have each group report out a half of what they've written, because otherwise, if the first group has reported out basically everything the second group has, there's nothing left. There's nothing wrong with having everybody stand, but the problem is if you bring it forward, people won't be able to see it. So then it might be better to have everybody sit except for the two writers. And then when you are going to categorize them, you can have people pull from both lists because they can see them in front. And when you have people report out, you can say, okay, give us your first half. Okay, second group, give us your half. Try not to duplicate. Now, you went, if I understood what was said, you got the 1 minute edition, and so you decided, okay, we'll consolidate them, put them in categories. But I wasn't sure why we were doing that, other than that was a fun thing to do. So if you need to have a purpose for what you're doing. It's a good technique, but then the question is, what are they supposed to take from that? If you said, no, that's a lot of things to remember, can we come up with maybe 3 or 4 themes? Then it's useful for them, because they're not going to remember all of that. So it was a good approach, you just need to take it somewhere. Let me see if there was anything else. Oh, yes. Going over the rules for brainstorming. If groups had, this is what it was, brainstorming, and just to make it clear that, first of all, writing, whoever writes, spelling doesn't count, and you don't have power of the pen, and you write whatever people say, and there's no right or wrong answer, so that people know what the rules are. But very nice job.